Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ending Podcast. I am your host, Hodo Sam. Today I'm with the two usual hosts, Boombox
Hello.
and Reptile. That's-
God damn it.
And then today we have a special guest. We are joined by Kwite
Heyo.
from YouTube channel Kwite, not the Russian one, the normal Kwite.
Yes, the
He's quite the swell guy.
Do you know how many times?
I swear to God.
Every single time I talk to anybody,
I understand.
it's one of those puns.
I assumed that everyone would.
But you
say that
still
too,
did it.
but-
You still did it.
But I still did it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
a little
why
hurt.
would you do
I'm
that?
just a little hurt, man.
Okay, before we go anywhere, I would like to make an announcement. Everyone, attention! Announcement! Firstly, Reptile's a dumb.
Oh.
Gotta
Well,
censor that now.
well, okay,
Anyways,
okay.
no.
Given.
To the actual announcement. To everyone that watches or listens into this podcast, however you want to choose defining that term, I am currently working on putting together both a script and a video for the YouTube channel that we are now broadcasting to, and I need your guys' help. I need you guys to send me an audio line that goes along the lines of "put me in your podcast." It can be phrased in any way that you feel like. You can make it a giant meme or whatever. But since it seems to be a running joke within Les Dashette's Discord, we might as well just make it into the channel trailer for the podcast. So if you guys want to participate in this, then just send your voice lines and or physical texts of stuff like that, and I'll put it into Will from Afar or some dumb shit like that. But just make sure you send it to 2dudes1kid@gmail.com. Email will probably be floating around somewhere on the screen.
It's not even a running joke. People just want to be in the podcast.
You guys ever-
No, it is a running joke because people have just persistently gone oh hey, put me in your podcast.
It's not always a running joke. I legit asked Toto Sam 20 minutes before we started recording, yo, put me on your podcast, and he let me in.
Well, see,
This was
the
not
thing
planned.
is, I said in the
I was a
last
guest
one,
on accident.
But
there's
quite,
a,
you're a
subscriber
relative,
count
you're
that you
a
have to
relevant
have.
YouTuber.
It's, 100,000
Relevant?
subscribers
Dude, my
at least.
channel's dying.
Oh,
It's at least 100 subscribers, or if I don't know you.
yeah, you're totally relevant to me now.
Honestly, that's kind of. Hold on, AMD
I didn't
Radeon
know you until
HD
20 minutes ago, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty good
5970.
YouTube.
Okay, ATI Radeon HD 597.
Yeah,
That's
me and Hodo Sam are
pretty
friends.
good.
That's the only reason I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna.
I'm
link
currently-
your graphics card.
I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. I'm currently eating Raisin Bran.
I'm eating fucking bacon bits.
Dude, you're disgusting.
Why
I
is
made
the
Love
chat
yourself.
called
I
Tech
made
Chat?
bacon cheese popcorn, and
the
I
ending
finished all the
podcast
popcorn,
chat.
and now there's just a bunch of bacon bits on the bottom of the bowl, and I'm eating
That
those.
sounds so
Oh
good.
my god.
Protein's good
Wait,
for you.
click that. No. Click that link.
Is it
I
like
sent.
actual bacon or
no.
is that fake bacon?
It's real bacon.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Okay.
It's been frozen
Before-
bacon.
Before we
That's
derail
alright.
a little, bit, let's allow Kwite to have some fun with himself.
No. Mitchell or Boombox, just click the
Why
the link.
do you? Oh my God!
Can we
why do you want this?
Why did you give him server owner? Now we can't delete his messages.
God.
This is my server. That's why.
It says
No, I
it's
can-
literally
I
the
can
name of the
delete it.
ending podcast, isn't it? The podcast server.
It was my server. I made it my server because I don't know. I made
Hey,
a server.
Reptile, guess what?
We're getting
Shut up,
very,
shut up, shut
we're
up,
getting
shut up,
very,
shut up,
very
shut up,
derailed.
shut up,
So
shut
let's
up, shut up,
4
shut up,
minutes.
shut up,
Guess
shut
what,
up, shut up,
Reptile?
shut up.
Your
No,
comment is now
okay.
deleted. Moving on,
Is it garbage or not? It's garbage from what I
dude.
see.
It's like a what? It's about the equivalence of 660 or some shit like that. Why are we even on this topic? We were.
I don't know. My friend interrupted me. So
Okay,
anyways,
Reptile,
first topic.
Reptile. We are.
Yeah, I know. We're recording a podcast.
Yes, we're recording a podcast. I made an announcement, and I was trying to move it over to letting Kwite have some fun and self-whoring to an empty audience.
Okay.
So I'm
Kwite,
like, I
you
kind of
do
want,
that.
I kind of want to get to know this guy a little bit more. Yeah, sure. We just spent 20 minutes before this podcast started to have a little chit chat with Kwite, but let's have a little fun. Let's see what Kwite.
The way you say
made
chit
of.
chat, it sounds like Tommy C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tommy C,
anyways,
don't you know?
Raisin Bran is delicious.
So okay, shut the
up,
fuck
Hodo.
up. Actually, stop right there. That's strike.
Yeah, you're eating.
Strike
okay,
number
you
one.
Play
Okay,
games
actually,
during this
before
podcast.
before you
eat
speak,
cereal during
the
this
only relevant
podcast.
person in this episode, that's one strike. If you hit
Kwite.
3 strikes, I'm leaving. Like mid podcast, I don't care.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the first topic was me shamelessly self-promoting, correct?
Yeah, and
Yes.
like letting us get to know you a little
Hello,
bit better.
I'm Kwite. I'm only relevant because some big YouTuber dragged me in like last August, and here I am. I make commentaries, skits sometimes. They're not that good, but people subscribe anyway, so you'll probably think
Shut the fuck up. Your Tide Pod skit was amazing.
that was 8 months ago. I haven't.
Shut the
I've
fuck
lost.
up. It was good.
Hudo Sam, I haven't
only
created
been
something of
downhill
that
since then.
quality since that.
You need more collabs then.
I need more Tide
I was
Pods.
gonna
me
watch
up,
your
yo.
videos to get a little
God.
like every time.
Okay, let's move on. That's enough self-horn.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you guys interested in talking about today? We got a lot to talk
Well,
about.
oh,
today.
it's almost like it's not like we have a list of topics we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
like we have
totally
a list that
not.
for some reason we don't do. an
Hot
order
with
every
soup is
time.
back, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why I saw. Wait, what podcast was it?
Oh,
it was
Jesus Christ, Reptile.
It was
please do
the
not.
pubcast. They were like they had Tongue Boy on it, and he was
You
like,
mean I'm Alex?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Proper
No,
blood.
and he
supposedly
was like,
relative.
well, my podcast is dead, so the Hot Wet Soup is back, and is the trending topic actually just done?
Trending topic
The
is
trending
legitimately
topic
over.
is
Yes.
done. Yeah. They
Yeah.
couldn't.
Wait, why?
Because-
There was no motivation to do it.
Like they're all friends still. Like they still fuck with each other, but you know.
It was
Yeah,
a pretty bad podcast, to be honest.
Like, quite frankly, the issue that I see mostly is that when you want to look at it, the perfect trio for that podcast was, in fact, Elvis the Alien, Bionic Pig, and Zaptai. And, like, quite, you were friends with
I didn't
Zaptai
listen
at
to the
one
other
point,
podcast.
and, like, shit, you didn't like it when that shit kind of fell apart, and, like, I get it.
I
didn't
mean-
listen to
I mean, it's like obviously like I'm
Absolutely.
upset that like this stuff with Zaptai happened, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's my friend. I don't. It
I
sucks
mean,
thinking about him that way, but at the same time, I don't think that like makes the Hot Wet Soup trio like forever tainted. Like it can't just be touched because for one, the reason we see Zaptai, Pig, and Elvis as like a trio is because we had like 21 episodes of like just podcasts to like see their chemistry build and stuff. And it was
Yeah.
the same reason that carried over to the trending topic because it was very clear that Alex, Pig, and Elvis and the rest had all talked to each other on a pretty frequent basis because of how easily they fell into conversation. And I think Leon Lush falls into that same group of people that they talk to on a daily basis because the Hot Wet Soup chemistry wasn't all there in the first episode. In fact, the debut of Leon Lush is far better than the debut of the original Hot Wet Soup. So I think that
Agreed.
only means like the relationship is going to progress faster and we'll be at something of like Zaptai of like a OG Hot Wet Soup quality in less or an equal amount of time, and that's time I'm willing to wait because I quite honestly enjoyed the first episode a lot. I haven't watched the second episode of the Leon Lush generation yet, but honestly, if there was a person that I think could fit the Zaptai role, it would be Leon Lush because he's a funny guy, right? But he's very good at articulating and improving, and I think that's like why they chose him. Because
Fair enough. I can agree with you on that, and I do see your point. I'm concerned about it being like what happened when Baited kind of was forming and then had their kind of collapse. Because the thing is that the standard for YouTube podcasts in general will always be Baited. When it was Tommy C, Colossal was Crazy, and Daniel Keemstar.
Excuse me while I jump in here real quick. Here's the issue with Baited now. Everyone realized that Keemstar was a scumbag again, and then therefore it died. It wasn't because of the people that they brought on the podcast. It was because of Keemstar himself.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I would disagree with that.
Let me disagree here.
Let
me go watch my broken podcast. Thank you very much.
God damn
I'll
it.
I actually disagree with you there. The reason I stopped watching it was because one, a lot of the buzz was around the drama that Colossal and Keemstar had with each other because Colossal was in a position that the other two hosts aren't in. He was friends with fucking Keemstar's sworn enemies, right?
Yeah.
It became what drove the conversation in Baited was the debate, okay? And well,
Yeah.
and in the new,
He did.
there's some of that, but from what my understanding, because I'd never watched New Baited except for like the first 3 episodes. Like
I watched
I-
all of them.
I keep tabs on it personally.
Like,
It's okay.
the people were very much what drove the podcast's success. It also the guests were super important, but they don't.
Oh, yeah.
They don't really get the guests
Yeah.
that they used to.
They don't have any guests.
I guess I
so-
should have been more specific with what I was trying to say.
Okay, if you want to reiterate,
What-
go for it.
I was.
So what I was trying to say was that everyone knows Keemstar's a dick, and that's what drove the drama. What I meant by leading his drama ahead of the 2 other hosts, therefore them leaving the podcast, it kind of makes the whole Baited thing just not work at all. And that's the point I was getting to. It did end because Keemstar is a dick, but it's because he shoved everyone else away.
Yeah,
Because he's a dick.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
just. That's what I was trying to get
Yeah,
to.
Wait,
that
Moto,
makes more
can
sense. That makes more sense.
Can I interject
Wait,
with
did
your
Baden end?
comment there? When you're talking about Keemstar being a dick, I think that's just the business side of him getting the best of him. Because like I've met a fair amount of business people, and like yeah, they have different personalities, but when you remove the business aspect, they're a completely different person. Like and so I think what's going on is that the business side of Keemstar is kind of seeping in to his conversations with his friends and whatnot, and that's probably what caused a lot of the clashing with Keemstar, was because well he sees both Grade A Under and Leafy as you could say liabilities, because there's stuff that Leafy and Grade had against Keemstar that they could have used and could have lied about and could have lied about and could have lied about, and thus destroy his reputation. Like, remember, Keemstar was like at about 1.067 million viewers or subscribers or something like that when he finally plateaued out and started going back up. So I mean, he sees that as a liability, and I can understand why he got like really defensive about it, because there's 2 guys that could have ruined his entire career right there, and that's lost profit in his eyes.
Yeah.
So-
The thing is with Keemstar is, I think there's like a fundamental flaw in him in that he like you said, that the business people that you met, they're able to separate or compartmentalize like what like their business cutting edge, like you have to be roughhousing with these people if you
In
want to
most
move them
cases.
anywhere, right? But with
In most
Keemstar,
cases.
the issue with him is, yes, he's arguably like a very like good at seeing ideas and potential where it spreads up. Like with Fortress Craft, as stupid as that sounds.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Keemstar is that he's not good at taking that like business mindedness and moving it to the side when he's interacting with friends, and that's why they like don't jibe with him, because when he acts this hostile towards you all the time, where everything is an argument, even over small things that aren't even related to the Leafy Grade situation. It's hard to stay friends with him through all that shit, right? And like it's Colossal stayed friends with him even after Beta ended. Tommy obviously didn't.
Yeah.
And like his hot-headedness made it really hard for that podcast to continue.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I see your
I
point
say
there.
something?
I see your point there.
Reptile, what do you want to say?
I think Leon Lush would have been better on trending topic, because like the episode with him was really good. I thought at the time.
On the trending topic episode with him.
I'm gonna interject
It was
here
good.
with a little bit of
It was.
humor. Can we
Go for
just
it.
agree not to have Hyojin or Bong on this podcast, because it will end one episode later?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Hyojin would be fucking.
No,
No.
we're having
Hyojin is a
no,
fantastic.
we're having
guest.
both at once.
I know.
No. See, the thing,
Both at once. They cancel each other out. Double the entertainment value. Go for it.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
I
god,
really
that
wanna
explains
talk
why
about
the
him.
podcast has lasted so long. It's a paradox.
It's why the pubcast
Yes.
is the remaining like big YouTuber podcast.
I mean, Hyojin hates me, so I
see,
think
the thing
Bung
the
would
thing
be a
is
good
that with
middleman.
Hyojin, I wouldn't mind having her on the podcast just singularly, because Hodo Sam, it's like when we had Snowy on the podcast for CC podcast episode 2. It was just
it'd be like that.
it
It'd
was
be 20 minutes.
cancer.
It'd be terrible.
Yeah, no, but it would be funny, because it's just like.
But
the fuck
no, what I was
happened?
trying to say is that it's not stereotype. It's the whole bad luck with thing. If you put them on a podcast, they will end it. It's
Oh,
fucking
no, it's
hilarious.
Just
Yeah.
Bung, isn't it?
Good.
I thought it was just Bung if you do that.
Well, no. See, we can break the cycle.
No, you
well,
can't.
like,
you guys aren't.
in the
you
end,
guys have
I
like a
went-
2 subscriber
break
podcast. There's
the
no way you guys are gonna break the cycle. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker, we have 11 subscribers. You want to challenge me?
2
I'll
subscriber
destroy your
podcast.
career.
I'm not even.
2
I'm
subscriber
not even
podcast.
subscribed to my own
I'll have you
podcast.
know-
Lol.
No, I'm not. I'm not subbed either.
Okay.
I'll have you
Because
know.
I could just watch the
I'll
video
have you
myself.
know, my Minecraft sex video got 117 views.
Okay.
So I think our podcast
All right.
is gonna do
I
pretty
think
well.
we should move on because we've been on the topic of other people's podcasts on this podcast
Yeah,
for 15 minutes.
okay.
What's next? Wendy's Nuggets.
I didn't
Hey.
actually.
No.
I didn't actually know
Let's
about
jump.
this.
Let's jump around a little bit. I kind of want to talk about. Brittany Venti. Let's talk about that. For a
Oh,
little
I
bit,
know
since
nothing
we're
Who
on
the
about this.
fuck
I don't
is
know what you guys
that?
like this.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, Brittany. Okay, no. Everyone, shut
No.
up and let me explain. God. Anyways, Brittany Venti was originally a cam girl on Twitch who would essentially be super obnoxious and super annoying. 4chan decided to take notice to her back in her earlier days, and they would raid her streams and essentially get her in trouble with Twitch. It ended up being that she got banned off of Twitch about maybe 2 years ago or something like that. And then she went to a couple other websites where she would then get banned from those websites as well. And then she finally landed on YouTube when the YouTube live streaming actually kind of got fully implemented and it was being utilized even more. And she's had a viewership for quite some time on that. And then finally, someone had trolled her by essentially donating some money to her, and then linking and putting a link to a porn site or a porn video for her to watch. And so she took the bait, and she clicked the link, and the video was playing right on stream. So what eventually happened is that she closed the video as quickly as she possibly could, but it was too late because it was already on the stream. So YouTube essentially, I'm wanting to say either temporarily banned her or they like completely removed her channel. I like there's some things that Keemstar didn't like make mention of when I was watching the most recent Drama Alert because of the fact that, well, it's kind of still a relatively developing topic. But it begs the question, why has Brittany Venti continued to persist on this? Well, no, it's kind of not even really a question. But yeah, she essentially is in some regards. Well, not everyone for a while. It wasn't until people started like piecing her apart because there was like another cam girl streamer, I want to say it was like Casey Tron or whatever it was, that it acted very much similar to that, and for some reason people forgot about that. So yeah,
I don't know.
like, but like I'm kind of curious because if her channel did get permanently removed, then it begs the question: how heavily is YouTube regulating streams like this when there's something that inadvertently happens that ends up getting someone terminated?
First things, I want to interject here real quick. I think a big thing with
Yeah.
YouTube streaming is big risk, big reward, because the thing is with YouTube streaming, they regulate it. They regulate way. The bot for their streaming service it's the same bot that they use for whenever they implemented it, it was the same bot that they used for the current system that they have implemented for all of the all the ad revenue and shit. It's the same fucking bot.
Yeah.
So it's way stricter, but the thing is that streaming gives you way bigger turnout. It makes your channel more relevant.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, you're bound to actually get more traffic from streaming.
Yeah, but like I feel as though is that if YouTube hasn't implemented some sort of way to try to fight a false termination, that
Oh yeah, no, they're totally fucked if
it should be
they're totally
implemented.
fucked if they don't do it. Like I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna.
And
I can't even fucking say that.
yeah, and I mean, like that kind of holds same for pretty much every single streaming site that is relatively strict on stuff like that. It's like if you can't introduce some valid way of arguing a supposed false termination of your account of any sorts, that your channel shouldn't, your website shouldn't be doing this, because there, like what happened with Brittany Venti, is that there was a guy who did this, and he was deliberately trying to troll her. And so, like, yeah, sure, she's morbidly obnoxious. If you've ever seen any of her streams while she's getting rated, she's like, it's just her voice alone kind of makes you shrivel up and want to like punch a small child.
Jesus Christ, that's pretty graphic.
And like, yeah. And Brittany
is there
Venti,
something you're not telling us?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like I want to switch the topic. Boombox, child abuse allegations against you.
Thank you.
I mean, like, okay, fuck it. I'll admit there was a day when I was walking around in Walmart.
Don't take it.
Tommy C. Tommy C. Stop.
No,
Let's just leave it here.
Shut up. There was a day when I was walking around in Walmart. It was like, I'm going to say 2 a.m. There was a kid.
And you're trying to pop.
There was a kid that was walking around, and I decided, you know what?
You were joking.
Screw this. So I walked up to the child, and I kicked him square in the chest.
You kicked a kid.
Why would you kick a child? What
in
is
the
your
chest?
problem?
You kicked a child in the chest, Boombox.
Not literally. That was a joke.
Okay, that's a pretty.
But
you need to throw in more
this kid was
sarcasm
walking
on
around,
that
so I
joke.
just walked.
Sir.
Yeah, like you were talking about it like, okay, you know what? This is some shit I'm really proud of, and instead of hiding from it, I'm gonna fucking own it. Like you just go in and start talking about, yeah, I kicked that little kid in the chest. He couldn't breathe after that. He didn't need to get a fucking respirator. Fuck yeah.
Dude, he fucking died. I swear to God.
Jesus.
Dude, he was like 4 years old walking around at 2 a.m. in the morning. I was like, what the
Turns
fuck are
out
you
he
doing?
just had lung surgery.
Turns out not.
Oh, speaking of lung surgery, have you guys heard about like that 5-year-old in like somewhere in Asia, I forgot what country, like where the kid has a nicotine addiction?
Oh my god.
Like the
Not
little kid with
really.
the nicotine addiction. I don't know what he is, but he's like 6 and he goes to like 40 a day.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Like it's legitimately horrible.
Poor child.
Jesus Christ. I don't feel sorry for him. Less people, I guess.
You are physically the worst person I've ever met.
Yeah,
After-
no, I
after
thought
Rex.
I was bad.
No, you're not bad. I've seen plenty worse.
No.
You haven't looked hard enough.
No,
Or
yeah.
spent enough time with me. Anyways,
Anyways, moving on. Different topic. What do you
let's
guys
talk
wanna
about
I kinda-
Nintendo doing the thing.
Oh, yes. Also, credit to Akis for giving the idea to me. That was actually kind of a good idea, because like I wasn't really thinking about it, and we had talked about the 2DS XL in the last episode. So it's like, hey, why don't we talk a little bit more about Nintendo?
can you guys fill me in on this one?
I'd have no fucking clue
Okay,
what it is.
so-
Just let them do.
I'll explain it again. You know, I seem to be doing a lot of explanation tonight, so why not? Anyway, so the issue that has been kind of circulating a lot more, it's kind of dated back to when the Wii U was released approximately, where Nintendo would deliberately understock products going out to retail and whatnot. So, like, say, for instance, most recent case of this is with the Nintendo Switch, in that when it was launch day or something like that, I'm going to say there were stores that only had maybe like 100 or so units of the Switch itself. And, like, because of the fact that it was pre-ordered, all of those items were pretty much sold out immediately. And, like, even the guys who pre-ordered had to wait, like, another 2 days or so because of the fact that, well, they ran out of stock. So, hey, we're going to have to wait now.
Huh.
So, yeah, and it's that issue. It's not just with consoles, it's with new releases as well. Essentially, with the issue that Nintendo has brought up is that if you do not pre-order their stuff the day it comes out, you are not going to get it on release day. That seems to be a reoccurring issue, and it is a massive problem because they continue to do that, and they're going to end up causing their own market for games and whatnot like this to just commit suicide.
That's fair.
Would you say that it's like Western execs or like Japanese execs making the call for this?
I'm wanting to say this is more Japanese execs because Japanese execs,
because it seems
deal
horribly out of touch, which is what makes me think it's like Eastern Japan side kind of thing.
yeah.
Because like,
But here's the
there's-
thing.
like people like executives in America as stupid as they can act, like with whatever company, like the Pepsi marketing thing, it was horrible. We already know that.
God.
But Western execs, like as much as they can fuck up, they're not this stupid. Like they don't understock shit because like one, the big thing in America is as much as is bolstering numbers as much as possible. General rule of thumb for capitalism.
Filling the demand with the product.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want to limit yourself to just doing pre-order shit, because some people don't pre-order on policy, and you're just cutting yourself off an audience by doing that.
And I can kind of understand where Nintendo goes with that, because and I don't it kind of is a bit weird in how I'm going to explain it, but every single time say a product goes out of stock or something like that, say for instance the Marth amiibo, one of the more like popular, or I might say it was either the Marth or the Lucina amiibo, where when it went out of stock, the eBay prices shot up like 400%.
Oh yeah. That's damn.
Capitalism.
And it could. Do you
like,
think it's?
and
do you think it's like fucking,
yeah, capitalism, exactly?
Do you think it's like fucking like Nintendo guys reselling that shit?
Maybe. Who knows? Quite frankly,
no one really
and I
does.
wouldn't be too surprised if there were Nintendo employees that were, or Nintendo employees and or executives that were buying them in bulk and then turning around and selling them.
What I wonder if that's
prices.
not maybe what I wonder is like if that's not directly Nintendo related, or if it's just like employees at the retailers doing it.
You know what? You know what's funny is I wouldn't expect.
There's so many possibilities.
I wouldn't expect that. I kind of would expect it a tad bit because all the sketchy shit that Nintendo's done in the past. Oh god, there's like a list of sketchy shit that they did back in the 80s that was like fucking awful.
Oh, you mean the virtual?
No,
one?
I'm talking about
time.
like, I'm trying to remember. I think one of them was they wouldn't let employees go home unless they met a certain quota or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, like unpaid overtime type of shit.
Yeah, I was like, you're not allowed to go home.
Yeah.
Until you have this,
was
and
that
this
like
done.
again? Was that Japan or USA? Because in USA,
No, that's
that's
Japan.
That was
and
was
then
Japan.
they were
Like,
also into some like severe mob shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. But they're like the culture in Japan.
They were
just,
kind
like,
of in deep with the Yakuza.
Damn, dude, I did not hear about that at all. But the culture in Japan just like fosters that like overwork yourself to death, no free time, unpaid labor kind of shit. Like that's super unhealthy.
And that's exactly the thing, is that cultural differences between North America, Europe, and whatnot is so different from
Japan.
The Japanese Nintendo
and just general Eastern Asia
market.
continent.
Because North America, they have to follow they have to follow their local regulations, or else they're gonna get dinged very hard. If I remember correctly, I want to say North America, Nintendo is currently based in either Washington or Canada or something like that. And I know for a fact that both Canada and the U.S. have some pretty strict work laws.
Labor laws.
I know that. Yeah. And if they violate any of them, they get dinged so hard. It's brutal.
You guys want to talk about some other video game news? Because there's like a lot in this one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's Chronicles. There's fucking the shit with H3H3. There's the VR mod. I'm looking forward to that shit a lot. I'll fucking like vibe off that shit with you. I don't pre-order like DLC and shit, but it's like zombies is like a gigantic part of my fucking childhood. So like, you bet your ass I'm gonna. What do you play on? Like what system? Hey, yo, we gotta hook it up.
Scum.
Yo, dude,
Y'all
we gotta
are
fucking
scum.
hook it up now.
PC for life.
You're a fucking elitist, and you need to stop.
Later. Like legit, like I'm so excited for Zombies Chronicles because like it's got Kino der Toten remastered. That shit is tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super
I've
small
never
segment.
I've never heard of Zombie Chronicles, so I wouldn't know.
What I do want to talk about is that Overkill software with the Ethan Klein DLC.
Oh yeah, that's right. I actually watched that just recently. Well, no, let's see. This isn't the first time that Overkill has actually made an Ethan Klein Payday DLC. This isn't the first time. I wanted to say they introduced it as a temporary idea, as like an April Fool's joke or something like that. And then they turned around quite recently and said, "Hey, Ethan, we'll give you some money if we put you in Payday 2." And like I've played Payday before. I'm not a huge fan of the game, mainly because I don't have friends to play it with.
Yeah,
and
it
I mean,
seems
like,
much like a party game. Not like a party game, but like
it
a
is.
game.
It is. If you try doing it solo, it's the biggest pain in the ass because the AI is like garbage.
It's like, but it's something you have to do with friends to like truly enjoy. But it looks like a solid game. Like, and it, like, Payday 2 is like a fairly big thing, right?
Back when it was part of Starbreeze Studios, though, it was, oh god, it was bad. It was bad. Like that whole little like period of time between when 505 Games was the publisher and when Starbreeze was the publisher, I'm wanting to say, like it was like there was issues that were causing the community to die, because essentially what was going on is that Starbreeze would be making DLC after DLC after DLC after DLC, and it would, like, all the DLC that they would be making is usually pretty garbage. Like there were maybe either like 2 or 3 DLC that would actually be like good, like actual content. And then with Overkill finally taking it, with Overkill finally taking it over. No, my bad. Okay, correction. Starbreeze was was the developer for a while, and then Overkill was the guys who originally made Payday 2. My bad there. So when Overkill finally took the game back into their grasp, they essentially turned around and was trying to fix everything that was wrong with the game. So they were trying to improve the mechanics and all this other shit. Like, when I had Payday 2 installed, there was an update every single day. And it was like, oh my god, stop updating.
Huh. Real fast.
No, it's...
Real fast.
Oh
Hoder
my
Sam.
god.
Hoder Sam, are there any topics on this list that interest you, that you want to talk about?
Oh, sorry, I've
pretty
been
quiet
very,
this whole
very
podcast.
quiet. Y'all want to talk about?
Yes.
Y'all want to talk about fidget spinners?
Fuck it,
Fuck
yeah,
it,
sure. Fidget spinners.
Hoder Sim, lead us
They're
off.
popular for all the wrong reasons. I own one anyway.
Yo, dude, one of my friends at school, like, he bought like 10 of those things, and like he keeps buying them and he resells them for overpriced, and he's made like $100 profit.
Worth it.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine like a crystal fidget spinner.
I'm gonna make my fidget spinner out of Minecraft diamonds.
Stop.
I'm gonna make mine out of my sullen regret.
It's a fidget spinner, but it's the Treyarch logo.
Fidget spinners are... Okay, quite frankly, fidget spinners are a mistake.
They're not a mistake. They're alright. How dare you?
Realistically, I don't actually have a problem with fidget spinners. They seem like neat little toys. And their original purpose was like stress relief, and I can actually see that as a very, like, I can see that as an actual useful thing. They're supposed to be for like general anxiety and stress relief, as I believe. Yeah. They take what you're taking.
I mean, like,
What the fuck?
I'll admit it. Like, I don't have any issues where it's like I require some form of stress relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I guess my opinion does differ. I mean, like, if I'm having like issues thinking about something, or my mind's just going way too fast, what I'll do is I'll like pull out either my Rubik's Cube or my Mega Minx, and I'll just solve that a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
And like that's how I essentially get my shit back in shape and whatnot.
I feel like a fidget spinner would like have some practical use for someone like me, because I have like just shit anxiety. So like, for me, it's hard. It can be hard for me to focus on things like, say, editing a YouTube video when I'm not in a structured environment. Like, if I'm at home, like, it's hard for me to focus. Like, if I'm at work or school, like, it's easier. But I feel I feel like it would help, like, something just small like that, and I wouldn't need like something as specific as a fidget spinner, but I feel like it could be useful for the purpose of recentering or refocusing, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they go to a separate location with like a completely separate setup. The thing is, if I had a computer in front of me, I'd get just as distracted. I need one monitor that didn't have like fucking access or any cookies to social media on it. Yeah. What I'd do is like I'd make all my shit there, bring it home, and upload it when I get home.
Yeah. Well, and like that's why me personally, I will never see YouTube as a full-time job like that. It's because, well, just that kind of shit just doesn't make sense to me personally. I really don't see YouTube as like a full-time, or I'll never see...
You'll never see YouTube as a full-time commitment.
I'll never see YouTube as a full-time commitment because here's the deal. Even outside of the job that I have working for the city that I live in, I try to work on like games and whatnot. Like I'm a programmer outside of all of this, so like I do know what I do, and it's always like anytime that I can, I always just try to like work on games or something.
A lot of people,
either that or I end up getting.
A lot of people just use YouTube as an engine in order to further their own endeavors with other things. So that's
But the thing is, I think it depends what you're doing in YouTube because there are a lot of like functions or genres in YouTube where I don't really think you can argue that it's not like a daily like full-time commitment because vloggers basically destroy the privacy in any facet of their life and then spend another 5 hours editing videos, like 2 to 7 hours editing if you go by Casey Neistat's radar.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But
I knew who you were referencing.
Like
there.
daily, like no, not even just like someone like Casey Neistat. Even like those clickbait typical vloggers like Tanner Fox or just Logan Paul. Even them, they still give you like a ridiculous amount of access into like what they do during their day. Like a lot of them stay up until the morning editing, and to do that every single night, that's most definitely a full-time commitment.
Yeah, I like. Okay, the one thing I will admit though is that I do like Casey Neistat's vlogs and whatnot because even though they shatter his privacy in pretty much every single way whatsoever, his content is still amazing for what he does.
It's amazing for the viewer, but how amazing is it for him? Maybe for him it's good because it's like lets him get out his creative expression on the daily. But for someone like me, I don't think I could do that because I cherish my privacy. It's why I don't show my face. I don't show my goddamn hair.
Well, like pretty much everyone that has known me long enough has seen my face. So it's like I don't care too much. No, I don't intend on doing like vlogs or anything like that. But like, for me, I will do projects on the side on my YouTube channel. But it's just like it's never like persistent. And like, I'm probably gonna end up like being a little bit more consistent about upload schedules so that I can just at least do something so that I'm not like getting bored and not doing anything with my life. But I do see what you're getting at with that.
But it's like if you want to do this enough to the point where like it can be considered something you can live off of, then you have to make it a full-time commitment. If you produce low quality content, chances are it doesn't get a lot of views and you need to produce multiple of those in a single day. So even if you're a low quality Let's Player, that's still like you have to put like some amount of effort into it, but you're not getting as much reward as maybe you would have like 3 years ago. Anyways, do you want to move on to another topic?
I feel like that would be
sure, why not?
I love how that started off as fidget spinners and then it just evolved into that.
What?
He wasted our time.
You derailed it so hard.
He wasted our fucking time for a topic we already talked about. I can't believe
You guys want to talk about Wendy's guy? Let's talk about Wendy's guy.
Hang on.
Let's talk about Nuggets guy.
No. I'd say just let me ask a question. Do we have does anyone need to take a break? Okay, then we'll continue. Let's talk about Nuggets guy.
This guy is my idol.
Nugget guy, what? Dude, no, it never did.
Nuggets guy is a legitimate inspiration. I gotta say it. Like the man turned a joke into $100,000 for charity and to end a world record. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Dude, he will. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, they're pretty good.
Yes. Wendy's has fantastic chicken nuggets, my boy.
Dude, their chicken nuggets are to die for.
Why do people call them chicken nuggets?
I don't understand that.
Because there's a meme that goes around on 4chan every now and again where it's essentially
the fact that you go to 4chan. The fact you go to 4chan, it stirs me.
Anyways, can I explain the meme a little bit? No, fuck off. Anyways, so there is an image of there's a green text of a menu that is essentially the three contents on the page of the menu says swear potato, chicken nugget, and French fried. It's like just this giant meme.
Weed.
Yeah.
Weed.
But yeah, no.
Oh. But like I loved that meme. And so I will always I'll always remember that, and I will always reference it. So screw you. But anyways,
No, that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's the other one known as chicken tendies, but it's like, that one doesn't really make sense in the context.
It's not really chicken nugget level of good.
No, it's completely different than just chicken nuggers.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue as well, though.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so the tweet that originally had the most retweets, that had the original record, was Ellen DeGeneres. So the fact that this guy just beat a TV celebrity. If he's not your idol,
and the president
of
the United States winning the election with a plea for free nuggets, that is fantastic.
Yeah,
we are we have proven that the power of the people is more powerful than the establishment, more powerful than the government, more powerful than the capitalist system that fucking imprisons us.
What the fuck is going on?
He will not divide us. He will not divide us. He will not.
I don't think that was not the message I was attempting. Never mind. TLDR.
Wait, hang
Nugget
on.
Guy's pretty cool. He deserves it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely deserved his chicken nuggets.
The funniest shit was like when fucking United tried to jump on that shit. They're like, "Congrats! Which Wendy's you want to go to?" And everybody just like called them out for that shit. They're never getting their reputation back. I feel almost bad.
No, like that reputation's permanently tarnished.
It's shot for at least our generation.
Well, and like the thing was that I was actually going to fly with United when I was going to go to PAX Australia, but then I thought, hey, maybe if they overbook it again, I might get the shit kicked out of me by local police. So I'll go Delta. Maybe.
If anything, I feel safer flying United now because if it happens again, like they're literally going to get the fuck sued out
Not
of
to
them.
mention, they'll give you 10 grand, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that and like quickly kind of sidestepping onto that conversation, I do like the fact that the CEO of that of United took full responsibility for the incident.
After he tried to blame the fucking victim, and after he sidestepped that shit, he only did that like when it started people started they realized, oh wait, we're fucked, and our shit got leaked that we didn't actually believe that our personnel was at fault.
Yeah.
I don't give the CEO any props because he went with 3 different fucking stories before he took responsibility.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see your point there. I've the only information I had on that was literally that statement from the CEO. So
no, I followed this shit super hard. Phil DeFranco covered it as it happened, and it's the fucking CEO said so much conflicting shit.
Thank the Lord, because he is scum.
But so let us jump.
Okay.
My nose is really dry.
Okay. So let's change gears a little bit and let's turn our attention to Reptile and ask the famous question, why did you rope the podcast editor into making a video called Minecraft E-Sex?
No, it was just Minecraft Sex.
No, the title was originally Minecraft E-Sex. I actually do remember. Yes, it was.
I did not change it at all. It wasn't Minecraft E-Sex.
It was.
No, was
See,
it really?
Podu can back me up on it.
Yeah.
Wait, was it really?
Yes.
Do I not remember this?
No,
yes,
you don't,
you don't.
Obviously.
No, it was Minecraft Sex. It was always Minecraft
No.
Sex.
No, it wasn't.
Was always
this is not the
no.
Mandela effect.
Why would I change that? Why would I change that?
Because you're fucking
It's the
retarded.
Berenstain effect.
This is the Mandela effect. Mandela isn't dead. Berenstain Bears are the Berenstain Bears.
Don't come out with the Berenstain bullshit.
We used to have 20 ribs and now we have 19.
Oh, it's
This is the
Berenstain
Mandela
Berenstain.
effect.
Fuck you,
It was
Reptile, you
always
piece of fucking
Minecraft
shit. You're
sex.
fucking fraud.
Tommy C, please. Don't hurt this child.
Oh, God.
Search algorithms.
Exactly.
The power of God.
E-sex is not a search algorithm friendly term.
But
Sex,
we're completely missing the point here. Explain to me why you roped our editor into doing that.
You're like the United CEO. You keep changing stories.
That's Are you sure that you said that? That does not sound like you.
No, that doesn't. Bullshit. 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 Stop lying.
Is this the same Mandela
Stop
effect
lying.
they had with Haley Monet earlier? Is this the...
Wait, I'm missing something with that.
What happened is that Haley Monet, we had a thing that happened inside of the Discord where we were just sitting down, we were talking, and then she said, "Oh, I doxed Leafy," and this was like a couple weeks ago. Then we go to today, and then she's just completely denying it, and it's the fucking...
Well, okay, I remember that conversation. I actually know what she's talking about. No. The thing is that she didn't. It wasn't a couple weeks ago that you're talking about. She said it a lot earlier when I originally met her.
Fucking...
I'm like, okay, not. Reptile. Let me finish.
Isn't the Mandela effect, or is someone just lying?
It's no one's lying.
Okay. I think it is somewhat splaying the reality of what it is. So
you're gonna
Haley
fucking
Monet,
go like all
as I remember.
fucking...
Shut up.
Wait.
Shut up.
Sex in the City isn't Sex in the City.
Shut up.
Wait.
Reptile, let me finish.
What? No, it's Sex in the City. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. No, legit. Like, this is new to me.
Oh my god.
No,
Reptile,
legit, this is
will
sex...
you let me finish?
Reptile's
Sex
just
in
having
the
a
City.
fucking
I swear to
stroke,
God,
and it's the
let
most
me
fucking
finish.
funny shit.
It's Berenstein.
You're gonna kill Kwite. Stop it.
You're gonna kill Kwite. We're not even done with the podcast yet. Let me finish so we can move on to a different topic.
No.
So, as Haley Monet said it, as I remember it last, is that she had a relative location of where he was at. He does not have a specific room. She knows the apartment building that he's in, but she does not know the exact building
That is fucking
number.
terrifying. Oh my god.
I know what
I
fucking
love
city
Haley.
he lives in. Seattle. There you go.
Like, do remember, Haley and Leafy pretty much live in the same city.
Same who lives in the same city. Boy.
The same.
They live in the same city,
they're
boy.
roommates.
Oh.
But I'm going to say that she specifically lives in I'm going to say it was not Seattle, but
No.
shit, I'm trying to remember Boxport out. Anyways, let's move on.
This is stupid.
Oh my god, this is taking.
You want to talk
It's
about rap
stupid
music?
and
So Reptile has nothing to say on the subject.
Yes, that sounds
Yeah,
great.
sure. Let's talk about it.
All right.
Okay.
Why don't you take it off, Boombox? Because
So, let me open up with the fact that I am not a rap guy. I am a metal guy. So I listen to all of the metals in all of the different places and all of the different times. But I will admit that there are some rap artists that I do listen to personally. For the record, Eminem ain't got shit on Lil Yachty.
ain't got shit on him. Lil Yachty could be Kendrick Lamar bar for bar.
Oh my god.
Play with the pussy like.
This just
But
this
so
is
I
evolving.
would.
Okay.
God.
Reptile, shut the fuck up. But no, like on all seriousness, like me and Boombox were having like a pretty small conversation earlier about like guys like Lil Yachty and mumble rap in general.
Yeah.
It seems like you don't generally like them, right?
No,
you seem
like,
to,
I fucking hate. I hate mumble rap.
Yeah, you don't like mumble rap. Like you tend to prefer lyricism and like better production and shit, right?
Yeah,
like
Eminem.
Like modern Eminem's not so hot, but
after Rap God, it kind of
no. It was worse way before Rap God. Rap God was part of the not so great stuff. Rap God was like a kind of like a little spark in the light, and then everything in between that and like the Marshall Mathers of the LP was kind of not the Marshall Mathers LP. It was a little past that, but essentially, it's him like fucking Recovery to fucking Marshall Mathers LP2 and all the way up to now has like been kind of F for Eminem because he had to deal with all like that drug recovery shit. That's not the point. Anyways, but it was guys like say Kendrick Lamar, lyricists like Earl Sweatshirt and the fucking like conscious guys versus guys who literally just make party music like mumble rappers like Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, right? Now shut the fuck up. I will stab you in your goddamn sleep. Anyways.
Hey, you're becoming more like me.
Like I said,
anyways,
we have
just more articulate and less stuttering. But essentially, Lil Yachty and mumble rappers of his kind, they make more music that's just kind of sound, right? Like the lyrics don't mean a lot, and they don't. And Lil Yachty has admitted that he's not. And Reptile, shut the fuck up and let me speak, you goddamn imps. Anyways. Lil Yachty has admitted that he doesn't want to be a lyricist. He did that like on the fucking Everyday Struggle episode with DJ Academics and Joe Budden. Essentially, and I think there's like a pretty strong comparison that can be made because when you listen to like, okay, this is going to seem like an abstract concept at first, but when we listen to orchestras and shit, there's no vocals, right? At least there's no lyrics, correct?
Yeah.
Like the emotion comes purely from the sound. And any vocals that were just to add to like the sound of the orchestra. The same thing I think goes for mumble rappers, except they have some little lyrical content. The voice, instead of being used as like a conveyor of the message, is another layer of emotions. It's another instrument, right? And that's why I'm able to enjoy rappers like Migos so much because their flow is just ferocious. It's fantastic, and it's just satisfying for someone like me to listen to. Same thing with Lil Yachty. Same thing with Lil Uzi Vert. I don't actually like Lil Uzi Vert that much, but he's alright.
I too think rap music is okay.
Now, I do prefer artists like Kendrick Lamar and stuff because I think their instrumentals a lot more creative. I never vibed with trap instrumentals super well, but rappers like Kendrick Lamar and Earl Sweatshirt and other lyricists, I do prefer because honestly, like the lyrical content is important to me. Because I do think like them speaking on something, whether that's something about themselves, something in society, something in a general scheme of things, or a general topic, I think that adds another layer to the music. But at the same time, vocals that aren't like supposed to add anything like message wise, I think they can be just as effective if they are done if they're supposed to add something musically to the sound.
Yeah, I mean like I said, I'm no expert on rap, so it's like my opinion does differ, but I do like the more kind of lyrically bound stuff like that. Like if we want to talk about old style rap like NWA, Tupac, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg and whatnot, all the OG rappers and whatnot, I'm sorry, even those guys are overrated. I never really liked NWA. I guess the only real song from NWA was like "Fuck the Police." That was about it because it's kind of a universally liked track because of the controversy behind that track itself.
It's super fucking memeable.
Yeah. But like when it comes to people like Idea, fucking who was the other guy they were talking about? Earl Sweatshirt, Atmosphere, if you've ever heard of him. Like they all, like you're saying, they all speak on some form of topic, whether it be about themselves or what have you.
It's not even always a topic. Sometimes it's just about being witty with your wordplay. Like fucking Earl Sweatshirt in that song that I showed you, the lyric breakdown. There was a lot of clever rhymes and wordplay in that shit, but a lot of it was just metaphors. A lot of it was just sounding nice, like there wasn't a huge like speaking on any sort of topic there. And the same thing goes for mumble rappers. They don't really say anything on topic. The vocals just sound nice.
Yeah.
Which,
and I mean, like
it creates that same effect that Earl Sweatshirt creates for you, just in a different way.
Yeah, and I even in the end with like Earl Sweatshirt and whatnot, like even when you're not speaking on a topic, if you don't at least get the beat on par or like actually make it something that you can get down to, it's usually shit. Like with Earl Sweatshirt, I can actually respect because even though like you're saying he doesn't talk on any specific subjects,
well, he definitely
like,
does. I don't want to take that away from him.
At times, but not like especially with what you have there. What you showed me so far with Earl Sweatshirt, like for Idea with his song "Even Shadows Have Shadows," with Idea. What the topic was his depression and how he has essentially had to cope with it, and what have you, if you will, and how he's always been stuck in that perpetual loop of depression and how he can't get out. And so he has to get it out somehow, and that he just uses music as an escape for whatever depression he has to suffer with. And like that's why I like those kind of things a lot more, just because they do hit home on some topics.
Yeah, like creating music became his outlet. And as far as mumble rap, sometimes listening to guys like Lil Yachty who are literally just about like making turn up music and shit, like that's their outlet and stuff, right? Yeah. That's like the listener's outlet for like just enjoying themselves. And like I see where you're coming from. I understand why you wouldn't like it. I can't say I like every single fucking rap track that I listen to, but like Lil Yachty's fucking bump it, okay? Like Peekaboo is a fire ass song.
Yeah, but then again, I can level with people when they say they don't get the whole hype behind deathcore, brutal death metal, and all that stuff, because like I am an avid listener of that shit as well.
I feel like
it's like I can understand it because like most people can't really understand the lyrics, so it's like, oh, I don't know what they're saying. But then again, we can turn around and say that with the mumble rappers in some cases.
No one knows what they're fucking saying. But I feel like hip hop is just generally more accessible than metal, because it's a lot of times it's more subtle, even if like subtle is kind of relative in this situation.
Yeah. It's easily more pushable because you can actually find ways to
do chord progression,
censor whatever bad parts you need to.
Melodies and chord progressions that like stick with people's heads and shit.
Yeah, and with metal, the most that you can go to is like power metal, folk metal, or whatever you want to. Like a popular example would be James Hetfield with Metallica, because in most cases they don't really have many songs that are like very foul, if you will. Of course, their live performances are a lot more foul, if you will, in terms of vocabulary that they use. However, in most cases, they usually keep it mostly tame on the album work and whatnot. So, like, say for instance, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, their most recent album, there were maybe like 3 songs that dropped an F-bomb or just dropped a fuck here and there. And it's like, okay, and it's like, and the rest of the album was pretty much playable because it's like, hey, they're not cussing, we can put it on the radio, and that's where I kind of see my issue with a lot of hip hop is that they make it so like you said, they make it so subtle that you can get away with anything. It's like, well, I like my music, but everywhere I go to, there's only like one channel that actually plays any sort of metal.
Yeah.
And in most cases, they only play it at like 10 p.m. at night. It's like, okay, I'm not in my radio, or I'm not in my car listening to radio at 10 at night.
Neither are all the kids, and that's why they play it then.
Yeah.
Because that's when that's the only time like they can get any safe airtime with it.
Yeah, it's obnoxious, but it's like whatever.
I just don't. I can't tell you the last time I listened to a radio. I like whenever I'm in my car, like I don't never put on a radio. I always listen to like my phone.
Yeah, the sad thing is that with my cars, I don't have an auxiliary port, and like,
there's like a CD thing you can get that like acts as an aux port.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I kind of if I want to have an aux port, I want to be able to have full functionality of my radio while still being able to use an aux port and not have to do any sort of janky stuff. So like for me, eventually when I get to that point, I have to replace the engine in my car in like about 10 months anyway. So it's like I can just save up money for a new stereo system or something like that around that time, because I've been planning on doing a lot of mods with my car. It's a 2006 Mazda 3 not a Speed 3. Eventually, I will get to a Speed 3 and have some fun with that, but that's besides the point. My deal is that I kind of want to be able to have a little fun with my car in that I'm young enough to do stupid shit like this and have dope ass stuff. But yeah, let's move on to something different because we've been on this topic for quite some time. But hey, it's a good conversation.
I'm deleting a file on my computer.
All right, let's not speak for the next one. Let Hodis and Reptile do all the shit. You guys pick. You guys.
I was really
talk.
enjoying the intellectual conversation. Shit. Let's talk.
Well, no, there's still the Comey,
okay.
There's still the Donald Trump and Comey stuff.
No, we're gonna talk about Comey and we're gonna talk about Donald Trump.
Yeah, I'll be damned if I express political opinion. Fuck that. You guys have fun.
We don't have an FBI right now.
Yep.
All right. So I believe that the whole thing with Comey and Donald Trump, I believe that it is the action of good faith towards the left, who have been criticizing, Comey since Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were on the campaign trail. But at the same time, I also think that it's a little bit sketchy, the timing in which Donald Trump chose to do it. I feel that it's just very, very, what's the word?
I mean, all I care about is I can go kill someone right now, and it doesn't matter.
What the fuck are you on about?
There's no FBI.
No, there is an FBI. Just because there's no head,
that means that the world is gone. Yeah, there's just...
Yeah,
that's what everyone's saying. You know, we can just do whatever.
Well, like
there's no head of the FBI, so that means that the world.
Even without the director of the FBI around, there's always a second in command. Every single agency has set themselves up so that if one leaves, or if a commander leaves, that the next person down moves up. Always how it's worked. Okay. It's a monarchy system, and it's always worked like that.
There's like a vice president.
Always works like that, and you always will be like that.
But yeah, so...
Okay, so there's apparently a Half-Life 2.
To go ahead. You started talking first.
There's a Half-Life 2 mod that's floating around.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He said Half-Life 2
VR. No, it's on the... Yeah, Half-Life 2 VR.
That shit looks poppin'.
Yeah. Dude.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, okay, as a Half-Life fan, sad that they're never going to make Half-Life 3, but hey, it's just a meme at this point.
Wait, what?
Never.
Was it confirmed that they're just never going to make it?
No, it's been like 10 years since that.
Oh, yeah, I know it's been a long
No, take that back.
time.
It's been 13 years since Half-Life 2 came out. Like, we're never going to see it, because even...
a titty in art.
Okay, no, hang on, let me make this clear. The last writer for Half-Life 2 left Valve quite recently, in fact. So, if that's not an indicator that they're never going to make Half-Life 3, I don't know what is.
Well, they could still do it.
An indicator that it's not profitable? When they could just, like...
It's not.
When they could just make more CSGO skins?
Exactly. And then the fact that Valve rakes in so much money a year.
Yeah.
Because all the developers that post put games on their platform, and then all the Steam community trades and sales and whatnot, there's always a tariff on or a tax on all of the products that go in and out because of how tax laws work in the U.S.
When was the last time Valve made a game?
That would be. Let's see. That would be CS:GO. Yeah, that would be the last game they ever made.
What year was that?
That was like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah. 5 years at this point. They're not, and like it's more profitable to leech off of like their existing games and off of their Steam third-party sales, than it is to make games now, for them at least.
Honestly, it doesn't even seem that long since CS came out.
But like if you wanted to ignore CS:GO for a second, the last game that was technically made for that was made by Valve was Half-Life 2 Episode 2, I'm wanting to say. And that was released in like 2010.
Jesus.
God.
So even including that, it's been 7 years since the last game of Half-Life was ever released. And we're never going to see one because the last creative writer.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to see another Half-Life. That just means it's not going to be created by the same people.
Understand my position.
Like what would turn a lot of people off.
Yeah, That's the issue, is that if you don't have the original writers for that, you have that major risk of dicing up the game and making the series bad.
Which they're probably gonna do. They can't live up the hype at all.
Actually, they could.
You can't live up the hype. There's been 13 years of hype.
Okay, no, let's make this. Remember how Breath of the Wild had a bunch of hype and it actually succeeded?
Yeah,
it can be
that.
that.
The thing is,
13 years.
like, nothing compares to the hype of Half-Life 2. We have nothing to scale or compare it to. Like,
true.
The only thing we have.
So it's the biggest.
Well, no,
the only thing.
No, technically.
Legit, the only things we have to compare it to are things that had that hype and failed to meet them.
Let me kind of counter argue that one. Remember when Half-Life 2 was originally being like pushed around and whatnot, and that was gaining? Well, no, that was like 2003, 2004. There was a lot of hype behind that as well, because it had been so long since Half-Life was released.
How big was that gap?
That was 1999. That's about 5 years.
That's been not 13 years. And
yeah, but try to understand it for a second.
To realize
No, Reptile. I get it. I know that it's been 13 years. You don't think I get it, but I do. But the thing is that the Half-Life was originally made on a completely different engine. The main thing that was getting the hype for Half-Life 2 was that it was being made with the Source engine. So, well, no, it was Source Engine 2 or something like that.
Boombox, you have to understand, 13 years, that's double my age.
I know,
okay.
Reptile. I know. You don't think I know, but I do. Remember, I was playing games for much longer than you were. First time I ever played a game was probably when I was about 7. But then again, there's like probably Hodo or Kwite were playing games a little bit before I was.
No.
I'm not an idiot.
Putt saves the zoo.
I started
like shit.
around that age.
No, like
Level 4.
try to understand that the first device that I got for gaming was a Game Boy Advance SP, and I bought that with my own money on where it was like December 28th or something when I was 7. So okay, so I'm 19 now. Let's see, 2017 I'm gonna be 20 in June. So let's see, 2017, 2007. It was 2004 when I got a Game Boy Advance SP.
My dad and I are texting each other Coyote Peterson videos.
So
that's pretty good.
So the thing is that yeah, there was a lot of hype behind Half-Life 2 when that was coming out. It could, and yeah, you guys are right that there could be the same thing, but because of the fact that there are not the creative writers behind that, they risk losing it all if the creative writers butcher that. That is the issue that I see.
What I see, the issue that I see with is that people hold Half-Life 2 in near like perfect game regard, correct?
Yeah.
What they're gonna want from that is they're gonna want something beyond what they consider perfect. And Half-Life 2 is not a perfect game, like all things considered. Fantastic,
yeah,
but it's not perfect. And if you go back and play it and try to look at it as objectively as possible, I'm sure you'll be able to find some flaws that you didn't see upon the first couple playthroughs or that you didn't see in your memories. And when they play Half-Life 3, those glaring issues because of what they hold Half-Life 2 in what regard they hold Half-Life 2 in, those issues are going to feel so glaring, even if like it's equivalent to what Half-Life 2 was. They're going to expect Half-Life 3 to be beyond perfection, at least.
But like I was saying before you guys interrupted me, the main thing that was being touted when Half-Life 2 was being released was the new Source engine. Now, of course, there were inklings and rumors about the new the next-gen Source engine that was popping up for Dota. So if Half-Life 3 were to come out, the main thing that it would be touting is the new engine, because that is mainly whenever Valve has developed games. And any of the main series, Portal, Half-Life, TF2, or Team Fortress, I'm wanting to say. Every single time those games were released, they were released on a new engine, completely.
I didn't play Half-Life 1 or 2, but I played Black Ops 1 like 4 times.
Good games.
Good games.
Okay.
Black Ops 1, 2. Good games.
Yeah. That Black Ops 1's the only Call of Duty game that I think the zombies mode is worse than everything else.
What?
Because, well, not worse,
What?
but I don't think the zombies mode is the best part of it.
What?
That's the one game that I don't think the zombies mode is.
Black
Like, the zombies is really
Black Ops
good.
1 is the one game where I
but-
think multiplayer was actually like worse than zombies.
Dude, I love the multiplayer. The campaign was
The
amazing.
campaign of Black Ops 1 was fantastic. Fucking Zombies was
It was so
fantastic.
good.
I thought the multiplayer was lackluster in that game.
I mean, it's the first Call of Duty game that I played. Well, it's the first, like, console game I played. It's one... I mean, obviously not, like, NES games or whatever, but, like... It's the first game that I got into other than World of Warcraft. And I just played the campaign. But I've played it, like, 4 times over so far. And every time I think of it, I want to go play it again.
I try to space out
So,
my
like-
plays.
But anyways, like all that beside the point, or all that excluded, like I am excited for this VR mod because some of the information that was being given on it is actually kind of exciting in terms of like the different methods of locomotion that you could utilize. And I am kind of curious to see how combat's gonna kind of function within it. If it's being mainly developed for the Vive, then yeah, it would be quite interesting to see how this.
Bro, VR
Everything
anything gets me
built for the
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't have anything VR. I don't have a cardboard. Preston had a cardboard. He didn't let me watch porn on it.
okay.
Actually, he did, but he didn't let... Anyway. Hold on. We got an hour and 15 minutes out of this. I didn't think we were going to get 20.
Bro, this is the longest podcast I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Me and Monto
No,
struggle to
dude,
get our
not even
podcast to
close.
40 minutes.
Not even close, dude. Like you get us on any good topics, we will
Go
we
the
will
fuck
spend
off.
our time talking about. Like
I
Kwite.
mean, our last one we just talked about.
Your topic
cars.
list is also far larger than mine and Monto's. Ours is like 5 topics. Yours is like 10, 12.
Yeah, because usually
Because we'll say one thing and then we'll
Usually-
not be passionate about it, so it takes like 30 minutes for us to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what me and Monto are, except
We go through all our topics. In like 30 minutes, and then the
well,
rest is one
here's the
topic
thing.
that
We
go off of.
with this podcast, we do try to keep it like relatively open to any topics. That's why you see shit from all over the spectrum. It's like hot wet soup, Wendy's. Like the one thing that we haven't talked about yet is no fuckers. But I don't think.
Let's just talk about
Yeah, I don't
let's
know.
just
I
talk
think
about
there's
anything.
Codename
I don't
Black.
like
Who the fuck is this guy? I have no fucking clue.
I
don't know.
really
Wait,
don't
what's
care.
I
that?
honestly, I don't
Why
care
did-
either.
why
That's
did-
the reason
why-
I'm just like,
Okay.
I don't care about
if
any
he's
So
scamming
the
people,
thing-
like it says, like that we should care because like that's actually really bad. But
No, he is.
it's
Wait,
hard.
what
He is.
happened?
It's hard for me to care.
What
'cause
happened?
I'm
Yeah.
tired.
So okay, what? Will does everyone want me to
just
explain?
explain
what
it and then we'll end off
is
on
happening?
that.
Okay,
That'll be at
so
least 2 more
essentially,
ads.
No Fuckers exposed Codename Black for scamming, and how Codename Black was essentially doing it is that he was running 3 streams at the same time. Now, of course, you think that it would be legitimate streams. No, these were all pre-recorded streams of him opening PSN and Xbox codes, essentially, and they were already expired. And so he was essentially running 3 different streams, 3 different videos, and he was running them all at the same time, and they would persistently loop. So his streams have been live 24/7. And the thing that caught the attention of Roman, or Oblo Pig, if you will, is the fact that there were 2 instances on which this guy got 50,000 and 70,000 subscribers in a single day. And usually subscriber gains like that are very, very suspicious, because if you're not like Marina Joyce or something like that, where you can get like a couple million in a single day, then you're obviously buying your bots. And
Yeah.
the issue is
Speaking of
the
pre-recorded streams,
what the fuck are you on?
they finished the Moon Easter egg in the time that they were at Treyarch. That's pretty impressive. Like, Noah J finished the Easter egg
Oh,
in the time he went to Treyarch to play it. And then the Moon gameplay was so good and then every other gameplay has just been like cut together little pieces.
Yeah.
Are we done talking about it? My head hurts
Okay,
from bashing into the table.
I was trying to finish it up, but you like kind of interrupted me and then proceeded to derail.
I
So
know.
thanks, Reptile.
I'm dead.
I will remember to lynch you when I see you in person. Anyways, so essentially what he was effectively doing is that he was baiting people into thinking that these were legitimate codes. So people would use these codes, realize that they were expired. And then they would come to the realization that, oh shit, he's scammed us and that he's been essentially making money off of this. That is scummy, in my opinion.
Why haven't, like, Derv and all those people been just completely destroyed for having fake giveaways?
Because
Dude,
the giveaways aren't technically fake; they're just obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
they're obviously fake.
the deal,
How are they
okay,
obviously fake?
the reality,
Derv's not going to give people anything. Or,
the
like,
reality of it is
the
that
person,
it
the KSI dead person.
fake
Cancer.
fake giveaways and whatnot have for some reason become the norm again, and that I find to be quite
Nickel
obnoxious.
does giveaways, but he gives away stuff. There was a lot of, speaking of that, Nickel got into a lot of drama because some guy posted on Reddit. He was like, I won Nickel's. He took the person that actually won, took their username. They didn't have a Reddit, so he posted on Reddit that he won the giveaway and Nickel never gave him his stuff.
Yeah.
In reality, the person that actually won only had a Twitter and had tweeted out, yeah, I got the gift card. The giveaway was legit. So it was like the top page on the Overwatch subreddit.
Well, why the hell does it
and-
end up on the fucking r/Overwatch?
Because it was
Right.
Nichols is
Nickel's
essentially an
an
Overwatch YouTuber.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he does like Overwatch news, but
yeah, knows
it
how
got
much
so big and he lost a ton. Didn't he lose like a lot of subscribers? But he's like hated on Reddit now because a lot of people don't know, and the Reddit mods had to like put in a post that was fake. The guy was trying to get money out of it. I think he was either trying to get money or just trying to get
Fucking
known.
dick.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, and it really shakes faith in people who like try to fucking like who like were legitimately scammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really just makes people think that all giveaways are fake, even though he actually does real giveaways.
Yeah, like,
he gives.
There's
the
just
people
like this
stuff.
fucking
Well, it's-
tendency to call giveaways fake, and there's also this tendency to like go against the people who
Yeah.
say they were scammed because of like these people who faked both of those things and ruined it for
Like,
everybody
the
else who
issue-
does it legitimately.
The issue with it that I see is that because of the quantity of quote-unquote fake giveaways, people have assumed that because it's essentially a social construct within YouTube itself. Now, of course, that's not, like you're saying, that's not to say that it is, that everything is, every single giveaway that's around is fake. It's just that people need to have the ability of discernment, which seems to be a massive issue since there are so many younger people that utilize YouTube.
And it's not
that
and it's not
they
always
don't
easy to
understand
tell because like
discernment.
it's not easy to track down like who won what and like if the fucking packaging got there
Yeah.
and if the reason they didn't receive the product was because an error of
Like,
the people
I
who
was
sent
just
it or like
thinking-
fucking a third party shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking today. I was like, I wonder if I have won any giveaways. I don't check my email, so I wouldn't know. But it's like, I wonder if I have won any. I'm not gonna go into my email.
Oh, I
It's
mean,
just
like,
gonna be terrible.
I whenever I enter into a giveaway, I always keep tabs on my emails because the last giveaway that I went into was Jay's 2 cents million subscriber giveaway because he was giving away some pretty cool stuff, if you will. So like, and it's whenever you do that, whenever I do that specifically, I always keep a tab on it. Cause like if it's available, usually most giveaways are good enough to give you like a 48-hour window to respond, or else they're gonna go on to the next person.
Yeah, I just realized that this website I went on for the Mandela effects was BuzzFeed.
Oh,
God.
Alright.
but yeah, I think that was a good good chat there, a good chit chat.
Yeah.
Shall
Yeah,
we
I
end
think it's
it?
a good
Yeah,
time to
let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Thank you very much.
I'm Coyote Peterson. And I'm Pup Peterson.
I swear to God, Reptile.
Reptile, why do you do
And
this?
this has been... yeah.
I swear to God, Reptile, every single time you talk, you just make us
I
suicidal.
was really tired yesterday at like 10, and then I went to sleep at 4 a.m.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways,
This has been.
I think we.
I'll
think
do
this
it.
will do
This
it.
has been the ending podcast.
Oh, I forgot that was the name of our podcast.
God damn it.
Yeah, this has been the ending podcast. Please remember to like, subscribe if you like this. Comment below. Also, please help us. Please
Comment
help us
below and
stalk
all the
Reptile
gift
so we can
cards.
figure out where he is, so that we can silently take him out back and shoot him. We put him out of his misery. I'd really appreciate
Like
this.
Old Yeller.
Thanks to Kwite
Yeah.
for responding.
He even
a
respond
DM.
to a DM. We were talking in Discord. I was like, put me on your podcast. I'm like, okay. And then here we are.
Yeah.
Thanks for Kwite for begging for our podcast, but getting on because he is semi-relevant
What?
with his
What?
subscriber count.
Anyways, this is it.
I cut out
Everyone
on
have a good
Discord, but
night.
You'll hear it.
Thank you.
Reptile.
Thank you,
See
as
ya.
always.
See ya.
And as always, we will see you in the next episode.
See ya. I had to have the last word. Fuck you.
Raisin bran is delicious.
So, okay, shut the
God.
fuck
Hold
up.
on.